All right, so first we're going to look at the two graphs here in this case, and we're going to identify the graph as concave up or down. Then, if the graph shows a change in direction, we're going to estimate the input value corresponding to the maximum or minimum output value. And then we're going to indicate the input interval over which the function is increasing and the input interval over which the function is decreasing. All right, so let's look here. So this one here, well, obviously it's concave up. We do have that turning point. So we can say concave up. Okay, so that's part A. What about part B? Do we have a change of direction? Well, yeah, we've gone down here, and then about right there, we've changed directions, and then we start going back up again. So we're supposed to estimate the input value corresponding to the minimum or maximum output value. Well, it looks like it's a minimum at probably x equals 3. So I'm going to say x equals 3 is the minimum. Okay. And then it says indicate the input interval over which the function is increasing and the input interval over which the function is decreasing. Okay, well, so it's increasing and decreasing. And we can only use what they give us. So here, it's somewhere over here in the negatives. So if one is that long, one is probably that long, that might be half of that maybe. So we're going to go decreasing from a negative 0.5 up to that 3. And it's increasing from 3, and it stops right there at 4. So it's only from 3 to 4, and then we're done. Okay. So that's kind of our intervals, and we don't have any inclusions here. Uh, I use this notation. You could also say maybe x is less than 4, less than 3, and here x is less than 3 and greater than a negative 0.5. So it all kind of depends on if you want to use the parentheses notation or the inequality notation. All right. What about the next one? A. Well, what's this one? Well, this one appears to be concave down. Okay, what about the next one? Does it show a change of direction? Not really. It looks like it's increasing, 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 and it's maybe going to increase a little bit more before it starts going down, but we actually haven't reached that point where it's started and switched directions here. So no change of directions. So I guess we could say no minimum or maximum. Okay. It would be a maximum, but it's not there because we've never changed directions. Okay. So now indicate the input interval over which it's increasing. Well, that's all it's doing is it's increasing. So again, increasing. And we're going from, it looks like maybe negative 1.5 up to it stops at 3. And I would say that would be my interval. So x is less than 3, greater than negative 1.5. Okay. And again, it's increasing basically for the whole area that's shown. So you could say for whole area shown, or if you're actually going to put numbers to it, you could put the numbers to it like that. All right, so now we're supposed to determine what types of functions might be appropriate to model the data represented by the scatter plot: linear, exponential, logarithmic, or quadratic. All right, so with A, what are we going to say here? Well, A, it looks like it's going up. And so, that could be some kind of an exponential model because it's going up. It might have this uh, asymptote here. But, maybe it could come over here and it would go up on this side too. So I would say exponential or quadratic because we don't know what it does back here. It could come back up again. We don't know. All right. So what about B? Well, with this decreasing down like this, none of our other models fit as far as logarithmic, exponential, or linear. And so B, the only possible one would be quadratic because what could happen is it could be coming back like this. And so this one, I think The only thing I can think of would be quadratic. Okay. Now C, what do we have here? Well, C, this one, it's going up and up and up. And so this could, continue to go up, and that would be okay. And if that does, then we would have maybe some kind of a logarithmic, because it just continues to go up. We're not sure what it does past there, but it could say, okay, well, at this point here, it's going to start going down. And so it could be quadratic as well. Okay. Now the next one, it's very obvious what happens. It's going up and then it comes down. And so for D, the only possibility is a quadratic. Okay. So here we have two possible ones that could do it, and the other two are distinctly, they have to be the quadratic. Okay. I'll stop here and I'll start in a little bit.